How the heck are you guys? My name is Fastidious. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to a follow-up on our Luneria Fusion calendar and guide. If you look in the bottom left of the screen, you'll see I'm not alone today. You can't see his face, but I'm joined by Maku. You want to say hi, Maku?
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, Maku's a great member of the community who's very savvy in the world of spreadsheets. I'm assuming Excel, but we were working in Google Sheets, and he has taken, if you haven't caught it already, I'll card up to it right now, and the link will be in the description for our Luneria Fusion calendar. Me and some members of the community put a lot of work into that, but Maku very kindly took it upon himself to help me out and take this thing to the next level. So I think, let's not bury the lead here, let's get rid of Maku's picture because we're heading straight into the calendar. So Maku, you want to quickly explain what has changed, and how about you just walk me through how to use this properly now?
Yeah, I just added some check boxes in there to so that we could total up all of our fusions, our fusion shards, and there's some priorities down at the bottom so that we can track what we actually want to do.
I think it looks great. So you guys, if you missed the other one, it was very clean. I'll probably put a picture of it up on the screen now. And then you can see this one's changed a little bit, so maybe it seems a bit overwhelming at first, but essentially you're just going to be able to download and make your own copy and then have downloaded your own version. And as Maku is going to walk me through right now, it's very interactive and very easy to use once you understand it. So this is only going to be a few minutes, and I think we'll just use my account as an example. So I say let's just pick it up from right here. I guess we start with making a copy, right? And then you want to tell me what I got to do next?
Yeah, so we make the copy, and from there you just start filling out whatever you have completed, whatever events or trials you've completed.
Great. So I'll call this Fasties calendar hashtag Maku style. And then we can immediately do it. So guys, you do need to make the copy because the version we're sharing, just because it's our master version that Maku and I worked on, we don't want it to be editable, but once you have a copy, as you can see, now it's totally editable. That is a hard word to say. So we're gonna zoom out. So what should I do first? I guess we're at the beginning of the week still. I guess, a great thing to point out is you guys see Maku's made a great little addition here that it highlights actually the day of the week it's on. I didn't even know Google Sheets could do that. So we know now it's Sunday, September 3rd. It's the third day of the fusion. So where do you suggest we begin?
I would just go to whatever events you've completed and start checking them off. If you have only grabbed a part of your the fusion rewards, the milestones, there is a partial button. We're kind of taking those in stride since those numbers could change.
Yeah, that has been, guys, behind the scenes, that's not been the happiest thing for us because, like they're kind of changing it totally from the Assault Day. Well, not totally, but we just don't know what's coming. So sometimes it's just one bunch of shards, sometimes it's split into two, and I think it might even be split into three at some points. But yeah, so guys, we just went through the Oracle's trial there. You see we've cleared out fully, and that's important, of both events. And if you notice with the Arrival of Heroes, there were partials, so it was split into two. So let me go back. That's a lot of pop-ups happening in the game. Let me go back to the calendar. So you can see here we are now on the copy I made, the editable version. And you can see we have this line, this column F with partial. So if you've only like Maku was saying before, received a fraction of the shards that you can, of the maximum you can get, you can click that, and Maku's coded it so it will reflect as close to accurately as it can. Like we said, there's a couple things behind the scenes that are hard because we don't have full information from the game yet. However, I did do complete, so we don't need to check that partial button. We can click compete. Red, guys, is going to be for the Oracle trials. Green is going to be for the events. So we already looked at Arrival of Heroes, so I completed that. We can go ahead and check that, and you can see, boom, it checks off. Very, very nice, very nifty. So now we know we are done with that, and there's a great little counter here, guys, that will be a summation, so we can also check Vault in the Sands, and now we know 20 down, right? And as I mentioned in my previous video, if you guys are unfamiliar, there's only 75 we need. So this is, wouldn't you say this is a pretty easy fusion event, Maku?
Oh yeah, it's very easy. For the most part, we really don't need this kind of calendar for it, but coming from a raid background where you needed to hit every single event, it was really important to track everything. So
yeah, I think you and I definitely had a similar mentality because I also played raid and made raid calendars a lot for my content. So I'm used to it being like, all right, so these next 2 weeks is all about Brogni or all about whoever the character is. But this is like maybe a couple days over the next 3 weeks you can think about Luneria, and that's maybe it.
Yeah.
Which is nice, but I think it's really nice that me and my team built an initial skeleton, and then Maku's taking it to the next level because who knows? I think certainly as the game revs up in popularity, it probably also revs up in difficulty, right? So I could totally see there being a legendary fusion in the future, and maybe we really do need something like this.
Yeah.
Great, so I'm just checking my last few things, guys. We still are only on day 3. You can see I've cleared the Quarter of Glory quite easily. You only need 4,400 points. I will use this as a quick aside. Go for the max. Guys, these legendary crystals are so hard to get. However, 4,400, we did it. Brave Conquests. I've been doing a lot of farming in the Gear A2, so we did that as well. So that kind of covers it, I think, in terms of my progress so far. So let's just quickly head back into the calendar, and maybe you can give any final thoughts you have in terms of how we can best use this, or how viewers can use this, Maku.
Yeah, so one of the things that was added with Watcher of Realms is like the ability to podium. So like how you had built out the 5, 7, 10 breakdown. So if you podium in your particular event in your leaderboard, you can put down however many points you earned from that in column H. That will further add your total. That way, if you're trying to go for
actually
2 fusions, or that way, if you want to get your first awakening, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to track that, and then,
or in my case, if I want to get my 3rd awakening, because we did pull in an area, and I did waste. I happily used a soulstone on her. But yes, just to quickly, we can actually use this as an example because I am doing quite well in one of my tournaments. You can see Arrival of Heroes, free to play, not my jam. Vaults in the Sands, kind of my jam. I'm on Gear A2 18. I really enjoy farming it, so I've also been doing a lot of testing. Expect a video on that soon in terms of figuring out the drop rates there and everything. But you can see, currently we are set up to get the #1 podium. So I think that's a good place probably for us to wrap it up, right? We also have added a key, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner. So this color codes events when you actually see them on the calendar, so not on the left side, but in the middle on the right under the dates. Not by the actual name of the event, but by the type of event. So what do I mean by type of event? Well, we chose these very gorgeous colors, Mago and I. So yellow is for summoning style events. So if you see here, well, now it's grayed out. Something that will also happen when you finish an event, it will be grayed out, just so you don't have to worry about it anymore. But the Arrival of Heroes and the Spiritual Altar were yellow events, because those are summoning events. If we look here, a good example might be a training event. So we have training events we've highlighted as purple. So here we have one event, the Corridor of Glory, and one event, Oracle's Trial, Awakening of Heroes. Those are both purple. So even though one is an event and it has one silly weird name in game, and the other one is an Oracle's Trial or a tournament and also has a strange name, we're just grouping them as they're purple because they're for training. You get points by leveling up your heroes, starring up your heroes, promoting your heroes. So I hope that makes sense. I guess I'll quickly point out blue is for any form of gear or artifact acquisition. So you can see here we've leveled it as Gear Raid. Brave Conquest was the one thing I do want to point out. That's why we've chosen light blue for artifact material, because artifact material is not a gear raid technically, obviously. However, it does give you points for Brave Conquest, so that's kind of an overlap. But yeah, you can see so Lost Legacy is Gear Raid 1, Vaults in the Sands is Gear Raid 2. They just get that nice, more muted blue color of Gear Raid. So I hope that explains the key very well, and I hope that is useful. And we can just show this is the last kind of thing you can fidget in your own version, the last really nice customizable feature. So you can see we've now checked off 2 things, right, from each bunch. So two events and 2 Oracle's Trials, 2 tournaments. We've done quite well so far. We're kind of ahead of, right on schedule to ahead of schedule. So we are 35 shards, so just 40 left. So what is that? 35 out of 70. Someone let me know the math. I can't think of it right now. But we're making some progress. However, let's talk about podiums. If we go to Vault in the Sand here, so right now I'm in first. If I add 10, you can see, boom, right there. It just adds it right in there as an additive thing. So there is our great total. So you can see your normal completion total, and then you'll have an additive for a final total where you will get any extra podium rewards. Furthermore, let's say I don't hold in my first place placement. You can just put in 5, and it adjusts accordingly. So I think without anything else to say, I think this is just a pretty great little tool, and I just want to thank you, Maku. Any final thoughts?
Oh, that's it.
Excellent. Well, guys, I hope you appreciate this. I know we're kind of getting into the weeds now, and as Maku and I both discussed, this is not the most complicated fusion in the world, let's be honest. But that being said, if you've never done one of these before, if you're not from a raid background where they kind of stole your whole life with these fusions, I think something like this already can be very helpful. And at the very least, as we get more difficult events, more difficult shard summoning events and fusions, I think this is going to be a really excellent thing to have. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you like this, then like it. If you want to share it with your mom, I suggest you do so. Thank you so much to Maku. You want to say bye, Maku?
Catch you later, guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Fastidious.